Hello, Seahawk Nation, and welcome back to another edition of Seahawk Weekly with head coach Myles Russ, presented by Bud's Chicken and Seafood. I'm your host, Danny Solomon, the voice of the Seahawks, and as always, it is so nice to be here with you today. Coach, once again, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
An unconventional way to get a victory here on Saturday, but it is a victory nonetheless. You're now 2-0 in the standings. What was the message to the team after Saturday's game?
I think the biggest message is control the controllables. Obviously, we got the win. We didn't want to, get the win like that, but it is what it is. We were still able to play somewhat of a quarter that we watched in meetings, and I still thought that we could still get better. We have to continue to get better and not have a waste of a week. So we had two possessions, offensively and defensively. I think both sides did a really good job defensively, getting a 3-and-out right at the gate, got good field position, wasn't able to get points that first drive, but was able to, push them back and got another opportunity for a possession and score a touchdown. So, we looked at those things, and even special teams wise, things that we can continue to do better and with our discipline and details. And but at the end of the day, we got the win and we're healthy, and that's one thing that we want to do every week.
Exactly. I mean, as you said, you only got about 2 drives per side, offensive and defensive. Yeah. You had about 12 and a half minutes altogether of game action, but you had some key takeaways that you were able to take from this game. What are you going to focus on?
Yeah, I think just, again, nothing changing within our discipline and details in every phase of the game. I think that's the biggest thing about it. I thought we did some really good things as well. We want to continue to try to spread the ball around offensively, defensively, putting pressure on the quarterback, tackling, doing the, discipline things in terms of that. And special teams wise, I think it was really good. We pinned them back to the 1-yard line. We hit our field goal. We got it during our kickoff. We got a touchback. So those are the things that we want to continue to work on and get better at each week.
It was the first home game of the season. Seahawk Nation came out. They were roaring. Championship Alley was going. Yeah. You had the bounce houses, the shaved ice, the ESPN West Palm was here. Just talk about what it meant to get that support from Seahawk Nation in your first home game.
Yes, I love our community. I always talk about our community-based team, and the school has done a great job of just having those different things. And with the Championship Alley that we have, pregame, being able to bring out your kids and families, having a tailgate, having different food trucks and bounce houses. That's what it's about. We want to make this an event, and our kids deserve to have this as an event, and being able to play in front of their friends and families. So that's what it's about. We're really excited for that and how we can continue to build upon it as the year goes on.
Speaking of continuing to build, we're going to flip the page to next game on Saturday, where we're going to travel to Williamsburg, Kentucky to take on Cumberlands. We're going to talk about that when we return after this short commercial break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Danny Solomon. He's Myles Russ, and you are watching Seahawk Weekly, presented by Bud's Chicken and Seafood. Coach, now we're going to flip the script. We're going to go on to this next weekend. You're playing a team that you've only played once in program history. You may be the only person still from the 2019 matchup that is here. But it's a matchup where you're playing basically a first-time opponent. What is the mindset entering this matchup?
Nothing's changing. This is a good team that we're going up against. They do a really good job. Just their coaching staff does a great job. Just the organization and how they play hard. So I'm really excited for us because these are the games that continue to get us ready later on in the season and hopefully in the playoffs. So really excited for our guys and our coaching staff to continue to show what we've been working on. And but this is a really good team that plays really complimentary football, and we're excited to go against.
Yeah, this is a team that averages 55 points a game entering this contest. What's the mindset? How are you going to the game plan to slow down that offense?
Yeah, just continue to do what we do. I think Coach Davila does a great job getting the defensive staff ready to go, and our players, and just we always want to start the run first and run to the football and being physical and tackling not just in the box but on the perimeter. So again, it's a really good test for our guys to see where we're at. But I'm really excited for not just the defensive staff but the rest of the staff, offensively and special teams wise, to really show what we can do on Saturday.
Yeah, I was going to mention the offense is going to have a challenge as well. They've only given up 11.5 points per game. So what's going to be the offensive game plan?
Yeah. I think, again, Coach Nacken does a good job getting our offensive side ready to go, and just being ourselves. We're not trying to be anything that we're not. We want to be a balanced offense, sticking with the run game, and then getting the ball out of the perimeter like we normally do, and taking shots when we need to. And that's just our game. It's nothing new. It's nothing that you don't see on film. I'm not giving it. We're not going to try to be anybody that we're not, So, that's one thing I love about us in this program. We want to be consistent and know exactly where you're going to get each week.
Now we're going to see how it all unfolds on Saturday at 1:30 as the Seahawks travel to Williamsburg, Kentucky to take on the University of Cumberland's Patriots. Coach, thank you very much for joining us. We're going to be back in just a little bit with Rico Porcha, where we'll discuss the offensive mindset entering this matchup. At this time, Kaiser Athletics would like to thank our proud sponsors: Banyan Printing and Signs, Bud's Chicken and Seafood, Chick-fil-A, Delta Hotels by Marriott, Duffy's Sports Grill, ESPN 106.3 FM, FPL, The Hampton Inn, Jersey Mike's, Kona Ice, Lifetime Steel Buildings, McKebb's, the Palm Beach County Sports Commission, Palm Beach Juniors, Playa Bowls, and Rip Print. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am now joined by senior wide receiver Rico Porcha. Rico, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
It was a very interesting game on Saturday, but in the end, it ended up in the win column. Just talk about what it was like to be in front of Seahawk Nation once again.
It felt good. I was very unfortunate. I was quick. We got the dub. Wasn't the way we wanted it. We were expecting to win, so it felt good to be out in front of the fans again.
Well, there you go, because it ended up, as you said, in the win column nonetheless. You're now 2-0, heading to Williamsburg, Kentucky. You're going to take on a Cumberlands team that you were not even a member of the program the last time we faced off against them in 2019. How are you going to approach this game against a first-time opponent that averages only 11.5 points per game given up?
I think we're going to keep probably the same identity, run the ball. And, when they start to, loosen up, we just throw shots and, keep the same identity, not change nothing really.
I mean, this identity has been amazing. You've been here for the majority of it. You've been part of all three teams that have gone to the national championship. How does this team compare to previous year's teams, particularly in the wide receiver corps?
I think the brotherhood. I think we're a lot more closer. We hang out a lot, and I just feel like we know each other. It's a lot better than it used to be.
It's one of those situations now where you are the senior, you're the elder statesman. Yeah. Do you feel a little bit added responsibility?
A little bit. I just try to stay consistent. I try to show them that I'm consistent. So I try to lead by example for the younger guys. So that's basically what I do. Yeah.
And you did that in the first game, 6 receptions, another 9 on the ground, I think 69 yards in total. So you were outstanding in that first game. We're going to see how it all unfolds this Saturday as the Seahawks travel to Williamsburg, Kentucky to take on the Cumberlands Patriots. Once again, that kickoff scheduled for 1:30 Eastern. Rico, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And for Rico and Coach Russ, I am Danny Solomon, the voice of the Seahawks, saying thank you for tuning in to this edition of Seahawk Weekly, presented by Bud's Chicken and Seafood. Until next time, so long, Seahawk Nation.